We'll begin with why we need to do international studies and why you should choose KU GSIS over other international studies programs. And then we'll discuss what you can learn here at KU GSIS, as well as the educational and other opportunities you can find here. And we're also going to talk a bit about a few logistical matters, including how you can pay for the degree here and what you might be able to do in the future. And don't forget that our student association representatives are here, and they will let you know a bit more about student life at Korea University and here at GSIS. And when you have any questions, in addition to the ones that you have already submitted before the meeting today, please type your question on the chat window so that we can collect them and answer them after the presentation. Okay. So let's begin with the big question first. Why international studies? In a nutshell, you need to do international studies because many important developments in our time can be best understood and addressed through the frameworks and trainings provided by a program like ours. To elaborate a bit, it's unfortunate that there are many complex and difficult problems confronting the governments and many civil societies around the globe. There's an ongoing war in Ukraine and the Middle East, and we went through the difficult times of public health crisis such as COVID-19. Natural disasters have become increasingly devastating and difficult to deal with. And we are also encountering technological revolutions such as the introduction of the AI, but we still don't really know what those technological changes would mean, whether they will be a blessing or they are going to pose more problems. And understanding and addressing these difficult challenges over time require a multidimensional approach because the fundamental nature of those problems is multidimensional. So we need to integrate different views from different social science disciplines. And we also need to put critical and ethical evaluations of contemporary challenges at the center, since those challenges have direct implications to individual human lives. And KU GSIS offers a multidisciplinary training as well as careful attention to ethical challenges. And this can be contrasted with other social science graduate programs, such as economics and political science, that have become a bit significantly discipline-specific. So if you seek relevance in international political, economical development, or social affairs, you should come to our program. Having said that, why should you choose Korea University Graduate School of International Studies over other similar schools? There are so many reasons, and I can talk about that 3 days in a row, but I'd like to name just a few for the sake of time today. First of all, we have a world-class faculty. We have professors who have been in leading positions in South Korean government, major UN organizations, academic organizations, research institutions, and more generally, in diverse academic fields. And we also offer extensive opportunities to better understand contemporary international issues through diverse lectures and workshops that are regularly offered throughout the semester. And remember, there are only a handful of institutions in the world, actually, where an array of ongoing global topics are effectively addressed in an academic context. And we also offer opportunities for students to design their own curriculum based on their specific interests. And we also have a truly international student body representing about 54 countries as of last year. So we are really a pluralistic academic community, however you define the term. Then, how does our program look like and what can you learn at KU GSIS? Basically, we offer MA programs in international commerce, international development and cooperation, international peace and security, area studies, and Korean studies. And we also offer PhD programs in international commerce, international relations, international development, and Korean studies. And you can find more information on each of these programs on our website. But also important to note is that we also offer special programs and dual degree, as well as exchange programs that are designed to reinforce your academic endeavor, whether you are pursuing MA or PhD degree. And we have a faculty who can meet diverse student demands across, say, a few different domains, including international commerce, international peace and security, international development, and area studies, as well as Korean studies. To begin with, we have a truly talented faculty members who study diverse aspects of international finance, international commerce, international business, multilateral economic cooperation, and global production network and economic development. And those faculty members include Professors Kim Jong-ho, Kang Mun-sung, Robert Rudolph, as well as Oh Jung-hoon, Lee Dong-eun, Kwak Do-won, and Choi Woo-jin. You can look at more specific information on these professors' respective research interests as well as their ongoing interests on our website. In international peace and security, we are second to none in terms of our faculty composition. We have Professors Kim Sung-han, Seo Chang-rok, Kim Byung-gi, Lee Jae-seung, Han Jung-sun, Im Si-jung, Park Sun-kyung, Wang An-lan, as well as myself, who investigate important topics in major research areas of international relations. And many of our faculty also have area specialization, which means they offer courses and trainings in diverse regions of the world. So in case of East Asia, Professors Han Jung-sun and Wang An-lan can provide you important insights with a particular focus on Japan and China, respectively. And in Europe, Professors Kim Byung-gi and Lee Jae-seung will be able to work with you. And in Korea, Professors Kim Eun-gi, Seo Do-won, Park Sun-kyung, and Lee So-hoon are our experts. In addition, you can visit our research centers, such as Center for East Asian Studies and Jean Monnet EU Center, if you're interested in doing area studies on those regions. Last but not least, we have faculty who's covered important, say, topics of international development. And when you apply the framework of SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, you can see that all our faculty members can be associated with one or more of the specific goals of the SDGs. And when you focus on social sector of the SDGs, there are Professors Oh Chang-rok, Kang Gyu-won, Josh Potter, and Robert Rudolph who can work with you. And in economic matters, all professors of international commerce I just mentioned will be able to work with you. And the same is the case in the questions of peace. And in environmental sector, we have Professor Chung So-young, Lee Jae-seung, and Lee Seung-ho, who examine diverse aspects related with the difficult challenges of global environment. And I know that many of you are interested in majoring in international development and cooperation, so I'd like to emphasize a bit that we offer quite a solid career path in international development and cooperation. And through the coursework and other activities at KU GSIS, you can acquire substantial theoretical knowledge, and I really mean it, since we have really great faculty and research centers. Then we encourage and help you acquire more practical knowledge through diverse certificate programs, as well as internship opportunities. And eventually, we help you become an expert in international development and cooperation with both theoretical and practical knowledge. And those students will be ready to work in diverse public and private organizations, NGOs, as well as international organizations. For instance, last year, a new South Korean representative to UNHCR, the supreme body of the United Nations that deals with human rights and refugee issues, Ms. Kim Se-ryo is now new South Korean appointee, and she actually went through these precise trainings when she was studying here at Korean University, GSIS. Then let me talk briefly about degree requirements. So for MA students, we offer both thesis and non-thesis tracks in each major to allow you to choose specialization through additional coursework or through independent faculty-guided dissertation research. For thesis track in master's program, this will be the brief summary of what you are required to do. And there are courseworks that each and every student needs to complete, usually during the first 3 semesters of the program. Then students develop, write, and defend a thesis with the help of their advisors, usually by the end of their 4th semester. And for non-thesis students, the main focus will be acquiring more professional knowledge through a bit more of coursework. The non-thesis track MA students are expected to take 2 or more major elective courses in order to attain their MA degree. By the way, this information is already posted on our website, so you can definitely refer to our website for more ideas about how our program and program structure actually looks like. For Korean Studies major, the framework is similar, but there are a few courses you need to take in order to have an in-depth knowledge about Korea. And you can again see this information at Korean University GSIS website anytime. For PhD programs, I'd like to emphasize we recently went through a very thorough reform of the program in order to facilitate completion of the degree. And you can see course requirements here in this slide and on our website, but to emphasize a little bit about the reform that we had recently went through, we now allow PhD students to write a thesis that is comprised of 3 essays, some of which actually could be published even before graduation. Now, of course, you can do a traditional book-style dissertation project, but there are options depending on the nature of a research topic. And also of note in the PhD program is that our comprehensive exam or qualification exam has become very simple and straightforward. So you basically work with your thesis advisor in designing and conducting your comprehensive exam on the issues that are related with the particular topic of interest on which you are going to be writing your thesis. And as such, you can quite smoothly move through the requirements in the PhD program, which could be quite effectively contrasted with other PhD programs where there are very nitty-gritty things you might be needing to do. And in addition to these standard academic programs, we also offer additional opportunities for you to acquire more specific knowledge in areas of your interest. And we offer certificate programs to help you acquire expertise in certain regions as well as practices. For instance, we have certificate programs in East Asia, Europe, human rights studies, foreign studies, risk management, and global conflict management. We also offered KU GSIS exclusive dual degree and exchange programs. For instance, you can find the programs that we have with American University in Washington, D.C., Kobe University in Japan, Fudan University in Shanghai, SOAS in London, Waseda in Tokyo, and Diplomatic Academy in Vienna. And also, if you find a course of interest in other programs in Korean University or in Seoul, you can go there and take it based on Associate Dean's approval. To talk a little bit more about Campus Asia program, which is a really, really great program, you can basically expect that you can spend some time in other leading Asian institutions like Fudan University in China or Kobe University in Japan and attain a joint degree. So if you are a Korean national in particular, you can get your tuition waived and get financial support for airfare, accommodation, and language training. Although to a lesser extent, international students can also apply for Campus Asia program and pursue joint degrees in these institutions. It is also important to note that KU GSIS is running a BK21 program and recently was recognized by the Korean Ministry of Education as one of the best-run programs in the country. Many of you might know already, but BK21 is a governmental program to support and nurture graduate studies in Korea. So it basically offers an array of financial support to graduate students. And one can quite safely say that you must have a BK21 program to be qualified as a good graduate program in Korea. And GSIS is one of those recognized graduate programs, and it explores the topic of global conflict management. More practically, our BK21 program offers students with scholarships for their study at KU GSIS, as well as support diverse academic endeavors by our students. And we also have global human rights program that support training in human rights issues through lectures and internship opportunities, especially interns over the break in places like Geneva. And similar training opportunities are available under our Center for Climate and Marine Governance program. And we also offer a digital commerce expert program, which provides students with scholarships and certificates so that they can have a better knowledge and eventually expertise about new dimensions of trade, which is increasingly dominated by digital products. And also, if you're a KU College of International Studies undergraduate students, we can have an opportunity to pursue a 3+2 program, which allows you to graduate with an MA degree on top of your BA degree in 5 years. Now let's move on to an important issue, how to pay for your study at KU GSIS. We offer quite a significant amount of financial support to our students in forms of scholarships. For Korean students who are eligible for scholarships for outstanding student, TA or RA scholarship, BK21 scholarship, Campus Asia Program scholarships, and these scholarships would cover at least part or all of your tuition. But of course, some of these programs' selection process can be quite competitive. But nonetheless, please note that last year we provided more than 1.2 billion won worth of money as scholarship to our students. Our international students also enjoy diverse financial benefits in forms of scholarships, and they're eligible to many of the scholarships I have mentioned, but they have potential access to Korean government scholarship program, as well as the ones that I just described as something associated with the Korean students. And last year, indeed, we had provided 1.45 billion won to international students as scholarships, which was actually a considerable amount compared with any institution in Korea. Okay, I think I've talked a little bit too much already. So now let's turn to our student council members, who's going to introduce student activities at KU GSIS.
Hello, students in open house. Our is like student council. We are here for introduce our student council and about our students' life in KU GSIS. Okay, we are leadership of KU GSIS Student Council. My name is Yeji, and I'm third semester and I'm working for president of KU GSIS Student Council. Here is Ari and Alex. Here, they're vice president, and they're also working hard for our student council to help students. And we have communication team to communicate with students to have questions or inquiries about our school lives. And here is our event team. We organize lots of events in school. So we are here for organizing and plan for the events. Also going through the many events, including inter-GSIS picnic, working party, and kind of all those events. And here is our social media team. You might see our Instagram page or those kind of posting or stories on our KGSIS. They're making and posting of those. And here's our advisor who gives advisors too. Okay, I'll hand it to Alex about explaining our goals.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alex. I'm one of the vice presidents of KU GSIS, and right now I'll talk a little bit about our goals as a student council. So what we do for GSIS is we try to facilitate the entrance of students that come in and help kind of transition you into your student life. We also offer support throughout the semester during midterms and finals and everything. We'll have little presents for you during the semester just to help your time during your studies, as well as we have the GSIS room in the 4th floor of our building here. So in there we hang out, we all have our own office hours where you can come and ask about certain things that you might need throughout the semester, whereas it be like courses or anything about payments, anything about events, things like that. And we also have fun events and activities throughout the semester to help you acclimate during your time in studies. And next we'll go off to Ari and she'll explain more about those events.
Yeah, so as students, we know that sometimes studying can be a bit difficult and a bit lonely even at times, and to kind of help you not just integrate into student life again, but also meet new people. We organize some events and certain things to help you transition and to help you feel more welcome, as well as not just going to class every day or every few days. So some of our events are a campus tour, for example, to be more familiar with the campus, not feel lost. We have a welcoming party to get to know each other better and to just relax and unwind, as well as we have, as Yeji mentioned, we have some inner GSIS events. For example, a sky picnic with Yonsei and Seoul National University. So you can meet your fellow international students and Korean students as well. As well as we have different midterm support and final support, things just to help you throughout the semester to not feel lost. And we try our best. And of course, we have our seasonal events, which are organized by the student union, and we kind of try to help you get in there with events like Ypsilanti, which is a music festival, as well as Koyeonjeon, which is a school rivalry sports event. So that was just a little bit about us. And if you would like to know more about the Student Council and what we do and just kind of see more events and what we offer and provide, you can always check us out on Instagram. And yeah, thank you for listening to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And if you have any questions about student activities and lives at KU GSIS, you should contact these students with the email address, Facebook account, and Instagram account as well. And I'm quite sure we are getting closer to time to wrap up. But before I finish, I'd like to emphasize one more thing, which is postgraduate job opportunities. So in a recent survey of our graduate students, we found that many of our students are doing quite well in terms of their job prospects. So this is not the most recent survey, but in that one, more than half of the respondents were actually employed in the areas where they wanted to pursue their career. And many have found their jobs in private sector, NGOs, public institutions, international organizations, or academic institutions. And some of those cases are listed here in this slide. So before I conclude, I'd like to emphasize one take-home point, which is our program did help students advance their career wherever they eventually chose to work at. And so please note that this is our application schedule, which could be also found on our website in int.korea.edu. And if you have any questions about the program or basically anything, you can visit your website here, or contact, say, me directly, and my email address is here. Okay, and thanks for coming here today. And now let's turn to the Q&A session. And in addition to the questions that you have already submitted, we should definitely be able to do a Q&A once you type in the question in the chat window, or if you prefer to speaking out what you have in mind, please don't hesitate to talk to me or our administrative office since this point on. Okay, thank you very much, and let's move toward the Q&A session.